What's up, YouTube? Sorry about the cat. Well, we're back. Um, as the title shows, we're
No
gonna
matter
be.
how bad it gets out there,
Okay.
at least we ain't gotta worry about Mercer no more.
I just got interrupted by an NPC, bro. But what we're gonna be doing today is finding the top 20 best cars. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna record my times on each race, the 2 races that I test, and whatever the top 20 cars are that put up the best numbers will be my top 20 cars, in my opinion. I already have this car built. I don't know about my live tuning though. My live tuning's good. So, first race we're going to be testing out is Sonic. I have no clue if y'all can hear me. I don't know if the car is too loud. I hope not. If the car is louder than my voice, then I need to turn the game volume down. Honestly, I probably should real quick. Settings, audio. Let's just turn all that down. Okay, so now the car is not too loud. I mean, I love the engine noises, but can't have it too loud. So first, we're trying the Acura NSX 2017. I have my phone notes app open, and whatever time I get is honestly probably be better if I do this on like a spreadsheet, so I probably will. But let's just see what times I can get. I will only be taking like shortcuts that are needed, like one on this map. There's a shortcut that's needed, or you just fly off the map. So that turn you don't need to drift on, that one you do, this one you don't. You do, this one you do. Nos out of that one. I don't know about this car drifting on this turn, but I'll do it anyway. So yeah, on this track there's one shortcut that I have to take. No matter if I take it badly or not, it's still going to be faster than trying to go around. If you know this race, then you know the shortcut. It's right here, actually. Okay, so we did basically perfect on that one. So we have to try and do that every time. And then the stream will get a little repetitive. I'll be honest, the stream is gonna get repetitive because, well, we'll be doing the same 2 races. Yeah, we'll be doing the same 2 races for every car. so I know this will get a little repetitive, but we're close to the end here. On this straightaway, you just want to nos as much as possible. Probably about 3, because then you'll be max speed is 234. Try not to slip out, obviously. I'm not perfect, but like, I'll be taking whatever times I can. Okay. So like this, the time on this one. Was 2:51. Okay, and then the next race we're gonna go to is Arian. Arian is really good at testing the turning of your car. Really good at testing cornering, your speed out of turns, your speed in the turns. It's also a really good way to tell if your transmission is the good one, or like your 6-speed, 7-speed, that. It's a really good way to test if that's the best one, because you'll know. But I do already have the best builds for every car. Just not all of them are equipped. I just know from past videos I've watched and skill. But yeah, we're gonna be going in alphabetical order, by the way. So yeah, this thing offline or off the line is really, or not really good, but pretty good. Here's the, if I hit one border or one barrier, that's fine. But if I'm hitting multiple, then I'll restart the race. And obviously you guys don't want to see me restart the race, so like that, I can just nitrous out of that. That was bad turning on my part. I already know this car is not very good. I'll be 100% honest. I already know this car is not the greatest. But who knows? Maybe it could be like one of the top 20 cars that I find are best for me. If you're using your NOS right, then you should always have NOS on your very crucial corners. Like on this straightaway, you should have 2 NOS if you're using your NOS correctly. Let's see if we can take this turn correctly on the last lap. Or like, let's see how well we can take it. That was probably the best I've ever taken that turn, I'll be honest. I have never taken that turn so smoothly in my life. Also, a common misconception is that on those like 180 turns, you should take it like your apex lines. That's not true. Okay. .308 isn't bad. Not bad at all. I spelled that right on my phone. Wow. I was guessing how Arian was spelled. Not bad. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so on those like 180-degree turns, or those 180 turns, it's not always the best to take your apex lines. So one thing I notice is a lot of people will say take your apex lines every time. You should not take your apex lines every time. And I'll show you why. Because if I start on the inside, go out, and then go in, I'm going straight quicker than I am. Out, in, straight. And if you don't know, going straighter out of a turn means you're picking back up your speed. I want to turn like this one. Oh, that was bad. I'll turn like this one, the 45s. On the 45-degree turns, take your apex lines every time. There's no reason not to take your apex lines. Unless you're night racing. If you're night racing, you're not always able to take those apex lines. But if you're day racing, you should be fine. Let's get to a race and change our car. Okay. Next up is the Acura RSX 04, which I have no clue where that is. So this could take a bit. Because I also don't know where it's at. RSX 04, okay. This is my semi-personal build of this car, by the way. I already know this car is not the greatest when it comes to turning and all that. And we're gonna go to Arian first, but this car, I'll be honest, is not great on turns. This thing takes turns very badly, in my opinion. Now, it may seem like I'm taking these corners really well, but I don't know if you saw by my live tuning, I have brake drift on. If you have to have brake drift on a car, that car is usually not that great. Also, if you're wondering why I'm not running a spoiler, I think some cars look great without a spoiler. A lot of cars look better. I can hear my PlayStation through my headset. It is pumping out heat, probably because I have my controller box on top of it, which isn't helping. It's a PS4, so. Oh yeah, this thing, it does not take off the line very well. It takes off the line not great. Don't get me wrong, the speed of this car is really good. But you have like this car. I really can't even follow my rule of staying on the inside of a 180-degree turn. Like, I can try, but like I said, the top speed of this thing really good. So it's gonna do better on Sonic than it will on this map. But I will be testing every single car in this game. Wow, that was another horrible thing. Yeah, like I said though, this thing turns horribly. Like I was I'll be honest, I tested some of these cars earlier. And this was one of them. And sometimes it felt good and other times not really. Like right there, we took that turn so much worse than we did before. Luckily we had nitrous to speed up out of it. But it's just like the mistakes I'm making are because of this car. Like that right there was not me understeering. That was the car not turning. And there are sometimes where I have to press the brake twice just to get this thing to continue a drift. I definitely feel this thing's gonna be better on Sonic than anything. You know what's sad though? It almost got the same time as the Acura 17 NSX. It was 310 for the RSX, and the NSX was 08. So that's kind of funny. Not gonna lie. So yeah, I'm gonna have like 2 different spreadsheets, and then when I find the top 20 cars, I will post the top 20 spreadsheet on the community tab of YouTube. I'll be honest. I kind of want to drive to Sonic, so let's do that while I talk. So unfortunately, I had high hopes of this car. Not because like I have any history with it. It's just it looks good. That was really bad on my part. Oh, I hate this tunnel. But like it can't gas drift whatsoever. Like I think the only way to get this thing to gas drift would be to put a drift differential on it. Funny enough, I'm pretty sure this car is really good in the off-road. Which is weird because usually you need better turning and stuff in the off-road. So, definitely interesting. I don't know. It could be me being weird. Or bad at the game. I don't know. But like, I'm trying to figure out how to get brake drifting to work. Because I know I haven't completely mastered brake drifting, but brake drifting is also just stupid on a lot of cars. Like most cars that need brake drifting are muscle cars. So the fact that this car needs it Makes me a little sad. But here we go, approaching Sonic. So, see how we do on Sonic. I'll be streaming for 2 hours until my friend comes home. And then if he gets on, then I'll end stream and go play with them. But if he doesn't get on, then I'll probably stay up later, if I'm being honest. Also, I thought like less downforce meant more traction, which I understand more traction's good and all, but like that could be the reason this thing's not turning. It's got too much downforce already. Like bro, if I turn on, like if I increase the downforce and the car starts performing better, I think I'd actually be upset. But then I'd also have to talk with a YouTuber in the Need for Speed Heat community because like I just want to see how this thing turns better or like drifts better, right? Because like usually if you're increasing downforce, it's because it turns too much. Or if you're decreasing downforce, because a decreased downforce means better traction. Less downforce, more traction in this game. I don't know about real life. Okay, that was horrible. That turn is just really weird though. Huh. What if I max it out? Wait, seriously, what if I just max out downforce? The thing is, like, this thing moves. It got a better time than the NSX Acura, which is definitely weird. Yeah, the NSX Acura got. I just want to test this thing on turns real quick. So like, let me face the way they do with Sonic. I don't even know the way they face you with Sonic. But I hate that it does that. I want to see if turning my steering sense up does anything. Does this look like the right way to go? Honestly, do we just do Sonic again? And see if it performs better like this? Okay, chat, I'll be honest. With steering sense maxed out, I already noticed a better improvement on handling, or like, drifting. And if that's true, then one of my favorite YouTubers needs to update some of his info. This is the only time I am going to be changing a car because I feel this car will perform better with this live tuning than the live tuning I had before. Okay, that's not great. I mean, before I was able to take that pretty well. See, I turned steering sense up, so I should be able to turn more now. Which, kinda weird to say, think about it. Oh wow, that was really bad. What did you hear me out? Alright, let me... Okay. And then let me restart the race. Because I'm thinking the 3 downforce is good. Or the -3 downforce. But I think max steering sense is going to be the best. Always use at least 3 NOS at the beginning of a race. I mean, if there's like a turn that's too close at the beginning of a race, then only use like 2. But still, you should be using 2 every time. This thing picks up speed though. This thing as a drag car would be a sleeper. Like, if I didn't have a designated drag car already, I would now. And I won't be testing, like, the off-roads of these cars. This is top 20 track cars. So the top 20 track cars in Need for Speed Heat. This is what I'm going for. NOS just really helps this thing get up to speed. Which could make or break this shortcut. I mean, ever since I've learned how to take that shortcut, I really haven't failed it. Funny enough, I'm pretty sure I failed that shortcut in my last stream. Okay, that was not even on me. My car, literally, I let go of the brake, held the brake, let go of the brake, held the brake again. And it just didn't turn. Max steering sense is usually really good. Yeah. I have a feeling that this car is going to be a really good drag car. Be using it for anything else. Yes, we still got 248, so it didn't change anything. Luckily. Because if it did, I would have been upset. Next is the Alfa Romeo, which, I'll be honest, as a car guy, I didn't know existed. Like, I love cars, right? not the movie. Well, I love the movie, but like I love, cars. And I did test this out earlier, so or like personally, just wanted to see how it drove and customized it a little bit. Obviously, took out the spoiler because I think this thing looks great without a spoiler. But I did not know that the Alfa Romeo was a car. I don't know if Alfa Romeo has any other cars in the industry. I just realized I did the wrong race. Yeah, I just realized I did J Storm, not. And this thing is a gas drifter, if y'all wondered. Hold up, let me. Yeah, my live tuning is the recommended live tuning. So yeah, let's try this on Sonic. And then we'll go try it on Arian. Check, can y'all hear that? That's my PlayStation. If y'all can hear that, I am so sorry. That thing is pumping though. I'll tell you what. If anything worked harder in my life, if anything worked hard in my life, it's my PS4. My PS4 tries so hard. Okay. It's already not great, I'll be honest. I don't know why it didn't turn there. Always try to cut corners. Not in real life. In real life, don't try to cut corners. Like, in life. In life, cutting corners is bad. Never take the easy way. In life. If something's too good to be true, it probably is. Like my past relationships. Wow. Yeah, I think I braked a little early there, actually. Like with this car, because this car, really good brakes. I'll be honest, this thing has really good brakes. See, I hate that turn so much. I don't know why that turn exists. It is the worst turn in Sonic. Okay. We're restarting. We hit the wall too much, and then that turn just really messed us up. But yeah. My PlayStation is definitely checking. I'm hoping to upgrade for my birthday. I don't know what my family's getting me. The only thing I've told my family is I want a PS5, so we'll see what happens. That was better. I don't really like having to hit the brake, but what I need to do is, like, when I do need to hit the brake on a turn that has a gas drifter, I need to tap it, because my issue is I tend to hold it instead of tapping. And that's just not how it works. Like there, you probably saw on my screen that I pressed the brake twice. And it was literally just because I felt I was going to oversteer it. And if you feel like you're going to oversteer, then you probably are. Never be too safe in racing games, honestly. You can literally never be too safe in a racing game. I don't care what anyone says. You can never be too safe. As good as some shortcuts are, if the shortcut has been challenging for you, then either learn how to take it, learn how to take the short, or I hate to break it to you. You know what I think I should do there? I should probably just hit the e-brake. I'm so sorry about the noises in the background, by the way. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but my cats are running up and down the stairs. And it might sound like farting, honestly. So, I'm so sorry for that. On this straightaway, try to pump out like 3 knots. Because if you can get to that 230 threshold, then you're doing really good. Okay, what do we get on this one? 250. Okay. Next up is Arian. See, we're gonna fast travel there, just make it easier. I wish you could fast travel to a race. But you can't, excuse me. Boom, 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 bam. But like I wish you wouldn't understand. Yeah. Okay. So, okay. That's unfortunate. Boom, bop, bam. Okay, let's see how this thing performs on Arian. I feel like this thing's gonna perform a lot better on Arian than it is. You know, honestly, chat, this is why 9 times out of 10 you will not see me do night races. Cause I have the worst CPU. Like, look at that. If I would have drift there, I would have either hit the ambulance or the car, or both. But yeah, I just have such bad CPU luck in this game, and I don't know why. Also, I will say, I will not use a car if it can't get over, or if it can't get 400 plus. There is one car I know that can't get over or get to 400 plus, and it is one of the Aston Martins. One of the Aston Martins is so screwed on performance, it can't get up there. And if it can, okay. Let's see, that this CPU specifically really annoys me. Because he always stops in like the weirdest places. That was a really bad turn. I thought I could cycle my drift. You know, go from left to right. but I couldn't. That's on me for thinking otherwise. But our nitrous is on track. Okay, well, that was bad on my part. But we didn't get slowed down too much, so we're still pushing. That was really good. Thing is, like, the reason I tried to go into another drift last time is because, like, the straightaway isn't long enough to, be able to just pick up speed. You're not able to pick up speed, sorry. I'm, like, focusing and trying to talk. But yeah, you're just not able to pick up any sort of speed in that straightaway, so I just tried to initiate a drift twice. By the time we get to that telephone pole, we're at 220. Oh, I thought I messed that turn up. I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, look, so after this turn, there's a small straightaway. You get up to about 100, and then you're drifting again, which slows you down. I don't know why I noshed there. So now I don't have nos for there, but honestly, we can nos here, and only use one. Let's see. Alright. The time on that was 3 something. .308.02 specifically. I think the NSX had like .50 something. And then the RSX, I don't even remember. Honestly, I can just go back through the stream and, you know, just pull up the, so yeah, the next car that I'm supposed to do is the Aston Martin DB11 Volante. I think that's the one I have, or it might be the one I don't have, actually. Oh, wait, no. The next one is the Aston Martin DB1117. Which I do know that thing's orange. Should be, nope, that's an ugly car. Unfortunately bad in this game. I'm also colorblind, but it's this one, yes, okay. I also kind of tested this one out earlier, and I really liked it. So, this is the Aston Martin DB1117. Sonic. And then Arian. Okay. Also, anyone who's watching, I want to ask, so I'm a controller player, I'll be honest. I race using a controller. And, I want to know if you're, 1, a controller player, and 2, what finger do you use to hold the gas? Because for as long as I can remember, I've always used my middle finger. And I thought I was the only one until I was playing with one of my friends, and he said he used his middle finger as well. So I was like, what? No way. So yeah, I found out some people are like me, and they use their middle finger to hold the gas. But I want to know what y'all use to hold the gas button. And if you're not a controller player, obviously you can say foot. I'm not going to prevent you from joining in the community. I don't blame you for playing wheel. If I had the money to buy a racing sim, I would. But I don't. So me and my little PS4 chug along like little engine that could. We got like the same lap time on that one. So I'm thinking that this car might put up a 305. Unless I mess up the turn. But I think if I didn't mess up that turn, this thing was gonna get a 305. You know what my favorite part about cars is? Hearing the gear shift. Hearing a car shift into gear, bro, there is nothing sexier. Come on, 305, 305. Give me a 305. 306? Okay, I think we got 306. Which I'll take. I will gladly take a 306. 306.88. Wow. I was really close. Really freaking close. Okay. Okay. Oh, excuse me. I'm having acid reflux. Sorry, I'm looking at my phone at the same time, just for any messages from my friend, because his brother, who is also my other friend, is going to tell him to get on when he gets home, and basically force him to, because he's hanging out with his girlfriend, his little girlfriend, which I could care less, honestly. Or no, it's not that I care less. It's I don't want to make a big deal out of him hanging out with his girlfriend. It's just like the only time we all really get to hang out is on Saturdays, and him and his girlfriend are on call like all the time. I will be playing a video game and they on the phone, which I don't ever complain about, and I'm not complaining about it now. Okay, it's like, you guys love each other. Good for you. Congratulations, you can both found love. But it's just like, they're talking all the time, and then he hangs out with her like all day on Saturdays. It's like, in like the time he's getting home, I'll be honest, like right now for me, it's 11 o'clock for me. Yeah, it's 11 p.m. for me. Okay, that was just the game. My issue with Need for Speed Heat is how sometimes it feels like if your car is lower, it does affect you, but it's just not that. It's just the random, like, polygons that they never polished that are still in the road mess you up. So if your car ever randomly just jumps even though the road looks perfectly straight, it's probably because there's a polygon that they never polished. Wow, I am able to get that shortcut consistently now. But like, listen to that thing get into gear. This thing gets into gear so well. Like, I'm not a big fan of Aston Martins. I can't tell if that was better or worse than usual. Maybe I could have done it a little later. We'll do what we can to get back up to speed. Just push it. Push it to 230. There we go. This thing maxes out at 237 on that straightaway. Getting close to the end here. Try not to hit the side. There we go. Boom. What's our time? 2.49.60. 249.60. That is our second best time tonight, other than the Acura RSX. So yeah, not bad, not bad. Okay, so the next car is supposed to be the Aston Martin DB11 Volante 19, but I don't have that for some reason, but I own all the cars that are viable for me at least. And then the next car is the Aston Martin DB5 1964. That car actually can't get to 400 plus. I have it with the best build, and it cannot get to 400 plus. I don't know where it's at. It's right here. Look, 395. It was literally 5 off. So yeah. Next is the Aston Martin Vulcan though, which I did use with my friend today, I'll be honest. Aston Martin Vulcan Sonic Arian. So I have to type it out on my my notes app, so that when I go into a spreadsheet later, I know what the what the times are. So, like I said, I used this with my friend earlier, who was using a 400 plus RSR, and I was beating him every time. There were situations where I got close, or where he got close, but it was just bad driving on my part. But I was beating an RSR in this thing. So I have somewhat high hopes for this car. This car, I believe it's a brake drift. Yeah. So yeah, it's a brake drift car. But honestly, I have no problem with that because it turns really well. Its acceleration out of turns is decent, but not as good as the RSR. So the fact that I beat my friend in the RSR just means I'm a better driver, literally. Because he also plays with lag, which you would think, oh, well, you're not the better driver if he's lagging. His lag is good. Because on his screen what happens is he just passes us cleanly. He actually doesn't like ever bump me or any of our friends. But on the non-laggy screens like mine, he full rams us off to the side. Like there was I wish I would have streamed it because it was actually a funny moment. We were playing, and his brother, the one that's hanging out with his girlfriend currently, said that he was playing dirty, and I didn't think anything of it. You know, like, oh, he's trying to bump, whatever. No, he apparently was lagging, and he full swung into me. Wow, that was really bad. He full swung his car into me. And then said on his screen he didn't even hit. Which, he could be lying, but it's not something for him to lie about, honestly. Like, if he was playing dirty, he would, he'd let us know. Because he'd say something like, I gotta do what I can to win, or something like that. Dude, I feel like this car is not gonna get, like, a fair time. Just because, my bad driving. That was the map. That was the map. But whatever. 254.41. And the next is Arian. Like I said, this is gonna be a pretty repetitive stream. Literally just doing the same 2 races over and over, just with different cars. But it's only gonna be like 2 hours. Because, if my friend comes home and gets on, then it'll be only 2 hours. And I think even if he doesn't, I'll probably just go to bed. Wow. See what I mean? Like, I can't even go over a hill and there's a car in my face. But I think that's just Need for Speed CPUs, let's be honest. Like, look at that. There's 3 of them lined up just waiting for me to hit them. Alright, Arian. Alright. I don't think we'll be getting to my favorite car tonight because it's really far along in the alphabet. Unfortunately. So yeah. My favorite car in this game is the Subaru Impreza STI 2010. I love that car so much. What's weird is, like, I'm really good with this car, and I only started using it today. Now, I don't know if I'll be able to take this turn like I want to. Okay, so I wasn't able to do it like I wanted to, but I was able to take the turn. But, like, my speed out of these turns is pretty average. I mean, nothing crazy. I like straightening out early there. Double nitrous. And because this thing turns really well, I don't have to worry about hitting the wall. And at that beginning area. So yeah, that's nice. But yeah, like, I think for casual driving or casual racing against friends, this car can be good. Like, if you and your friends are doing like a no RSR type thing, then I'd recommend using this, honestly. I mean, you'll obviously have competition because you have cars like the Pagani and the Ferrari that are really good. But I think with good enough driving, you could make this thing outspeed any of them. Also, I will say sometimes I do drift when I don't actually need to. Or I'll overdrift. Wow. I think it's, so far tonight, that's the fastest we've completed that one. Which I believe was 3:0 something. 3:01, I think. Yeah, 3:01.51, so basically 3:02. By the way, in my spreadsheet, I will be rounding up. It'll be all the times rounded up. Okay, so the next car after the Vulcan is the Audi R8 V10 Performance. And it's 2019. Which I don't have upgraded, which means for the first time we are going back to the garage. And so which means when we get out of the garage, the race we'll be doing is Sonic. Alright. Yeah, I love this car.
So when are you gonna get your own place?
I hate that
Don't
that guy
listen to
says
him.
that. So now we look for the Audi R8 V10 Performance, which I don't know how many Audis are in this game, or like Audi R8s. But yeah, this is the one I thought was the car. Okay. So. Oh my word, my poor PlayStation, bro. Okay, 721, 3.9 is the best one. Ultimate plus parts. I feel bad for my PlayStation though. It is pushing. It is trying its hardest. And it's not a regular PS4, it's PS4 Pro luckily, so it's gonna last longer. Wow, this thing's already at 400 plus. Doesn't mean it's good though. This thing's already at 400 plus, does not mean it's good. This thing could be absolute dog water. But yeah, if you can hear my PlayStation, I'm sorry. It's trying. I think it is because I'm streaming though. Okay. Honestly, I don't want to ruin this car too much. See, this doesn't scream Audi R8 to me. Every time I think of Audi R8, I think of this. That's the front I think of an Audi R8. Yeah. Oh, those look like shit. Gonna wide body the back end. Honestly, let's just wide body the thing. Just wide body, alright. Okay, first of all, remove that. Also, this is not a traditional R8. This is. These are traditional R8 rear bumpers. The diffuser's fine, exhaust is fine, rims are fine. Paint is fine. I'll be honest, I'm probably not going to use this thing outside of this test. Unless it's, you know, unless it's a top car. Sorry about the yawning. I, last few days haven't stayed up this late, so my mind is in that mindset of like, hey, go to bed. Hold up. Forgot my live tuning. And this thing's a brake drifter, of course it is. I don't really have high hopes for this thing. Yeah. Not high hopes. I'm not much of an Audi fan. I'm more into, you know, Subarus, Nissans, Chevys, Hondas, Mustangs, Dodge. Which, I know all of that sounds like basic stuff, but I also really like Volkswagens. This thing takes off really well, my word. If I wasn't in that spot, if I wasn't in the back like that, oh wow, this thing does not turn well. I see why it's a brake drifter now. Okay, that front thing looks really ugly. Yeah, you know that little bump that I've done literally every time? That's a polygon issue. That's not a bump that's in the road. Like, that's not a bump you can typically see when you're driving. I want to try gas drifting this thing. So if I get a chance, I'm going to gas drift this thing. Obviously up here is not a chance because you're taking the shortcut. Why? It could have been honestly because I held every possible drift button. So maybe I was saying why more to myself more than I was anything else. Also, what I love is a semi-initiation in this game. This being able to like semi-initiate a drift is so good in this game. The fact that I can prime the drift, but then never have it come out, that was just bad on my part, I'll be honest. The fact that I can prime the drift is really good. Okay. 253.37. 37, okay. That was better than the Vulcan. And that's it. It did worse than everything else. That's... wow. It did worse than everything else. Other than the Vulcan. And like I said, the Sonic one, I messed up. Because I was gonna have a good time on the Sonic race. And then I messed up a turn. And it threw the race. Forever. So, I consider the R8 already doing the worst. And that's not a more straightaway of a map, too. I think this thing is more of a brake drifter. Or not a brake drifter, a gas drifter. I mean, most of the time I am having to press the brake in order to keep the drift going. Let me respond, because he finally messaged. My PlayStation just, it sounds like a fan. And I don't know how dumb that is to say, because obviously there's a fan in it. But oh my word. This thing, I think, would be a really good dragster. Because it has a really good launch. But that's it. Nothing else about this car is really good. I mean, it's reaching 220 at that light post. What other cars did that, right? Like, how many other cars reach 220 at that light post? Or telephone pole? A lot. I probably should have nosed. This car needs whatever help it can get speed-wise. So. Honestly, in a situation like that, it's best to nitrous as soon as possible to eliminate the speed penalties. So. Yeah, this thing definitely needs the help of the brake to drift most of the time. Wow. You can tell my PlayStation's really pushing. Oh, I forgot the nitrous there. It's fine. This thing wasn't gonna get a good time anyway. I'll be 100% honest. I can already tell you this thing's performance at Sonic already shows that this thing was not gonna perform. Anywhere else other than on the drag strip. So I'm getting a bunch of notifications on my phone. So I'm looking away for a split second. Okay, nitrous there. Um, so how did this thing do equally as good as the Aston Martin Vulcan on Arian, and equally as good on Sonic? Because 301.75, 301.75, that is like, that is a 0.24 millisecond difference on speed. So I think with better driving on my part, this thing could have actually done better. Now I feel bad for calling this thing bad. I didn't know it was gonna put up the same number. I think its acceleration really helps. This car's acceleration really helps it. Okay, let's see what the next car is. After that, it's the Audi S5 Sportback, the one I saw before. We have a lot of BMWs after this.
All this time and you never bring us back donuts or pizza or nothing.
This guy expects, like, he's a car mechanic. I can't say that because I'm gonna be a mechanic in the future. So, yeah. Honestly, I know nothing about this car in real life. So I have no clue if this thing's going to perform. 542 is the best engine. So yeah, I have no clue if this thing performs in game, because I have no clue how this thing performs in real life. So its acceleration is really up there, which could be a good thing. Usually with higher acceleration, cars are going to do better, but it could be because this thing could be all-wheel drive. All-wheel drive cars usually are better at launches, because obviously all the tires are spinning. So yeah, the race tires. Elite plus clutch. Elite plus 8 speed. Super track, and we don't need NOS refills as long as I'm NOSing correctly. Let's see if we can make this thing look good. Probably not, but there's gotta be some cosmetics, right? The black grill actually looks good. We can make it look somewhat better. Not much, but we can make it somewhat better. You know what? I'll be that guy. I'll put these on there. I'll be the guy that claims it enhances performance when it very obviously doesn't. Dude, this thing like barely comes with a spoiler. For once, I'm putting a spoiler on this thing. Okay, maybe not. Why are all the cosmetics on this thing so ugly? This car was just born to be ugly, bro. Audi S5 Sportback. Audi S5 Sportback. Alright. Sonic. Arian. 2 best tracks you can ever play on. That's true, by the way. And the live tuning. 1, 2, -1. And it's a gas drifter. Haven't used one of those in a while. Let's try to speed this thing up. This thing's pretty slow. And it's not turning well. That's even worse. I don't have high hopes for this thing. I know I keep saying it, but I really don't. I don't expect this car to perform at all. But I also said the same thing about the R8, and it performed basically the exact same stats as the Vulcan, which I said I recommended. Okay, this thing's definitely got good acceleration. You can't compare the launch on this one because it's not 400. None of the CPUs should be 400. Yeah, I don't expect this thing to have a high top speed. Never mind. That thing picks up speed, my word. Give this thing a straightaway and it's going. Where your back end out so you can hit that. That's a chat from another friend. Oh. What does this guy want? He's sending me stuff. Alright. I really only thought I was gonna have one reset today. Of course. I can't have nice things. I want to try to go on the outside. Just see how that... Okay, so that felt the exact same as going on the other side, I'll be honest. Okay, so I do have to hold that a bit on that turn. I gotta hold the brake. I mean, like, once this thing gets into, like, 8th gear, it really picks up. Nice, we hit that. I was worried I didn't hit it. I would rather get stopped by a bunch of barriers than... Oh. Okay, if y'all can hear that, I'm so sorry. That is, I believe, the AC unit, or the heating unit. If y'all can hear it, I'm sorry. But I haven't got any complaints from, like, friends about it. So, I don't know if y'all can hear it. I'm also usually quieter, so I know there's some parts of the stream where I sounded really quiet. Yeah, I think you have to handbrake that turn, bro. There's no way you can do anything other than handbrake that turn. Cause I feel like I'm perfectly slowing down every time. Now, once you're in the 230s on the straightaway, then you shouldn't be nosing anymore. Realistically. I need to stop talking about not expecting cars to perform. This thing just pulled an exact 251 out of nowhere. That's better than both the cars I recommended. That's the third best time we've gotten today. So, yeah. On Sonic, not Arian. Let me go through this real quick. But yeah. I just need to shut up about not expecting things to perform. Because we're also getting... Bro, like, why?
Hey, you Audi driver, pull over.
I've noticed this a lot recently. They keep sending cops at me too. In the daytime.
Control, we've lost
In
visual
the
on the pursuit
freaking
subject.
daytime, they're sending cops.
Subject's got in the way. Last
It's
seen heading
so
eastbound through
cringe.
Rockville.
All units, we have a suspect at large within Rockville. Commence standard search. Over.
And then they drive super slow, like they're not pursuing a car. They're going off-road. Like, what are they doing? Like, bro, I don't know, but yeah. We're getting pretty close to some good times. Like, never mind, I'm lying. I was mistaking my Sonic times with my Arian times. I gotta stay away from the behind of this guy and this guy, but they turn really wide for no reason, so not much I can do there. But no, I was confusing my Arian times and my Sonic times because on my notes app they're kinda overlapping a bit in on some cars. Or like the word Arian is not, I don't know, it's just not lined up correctly. But what I was gonna say when I thought we were good, I was gonna say we're pulling some pretty good times on Arian, but we're not actually. The times we're pulling on Arian are really bad. Okay, not really bad, because most of one of my favorite YouTubers, shout out Militia Gaming, at least I think that's his channel. I could have completely botched that, but yeah. Shout out Militia Gaming. For a couple years ago, he did this where he basically went out and tested every car. And the RSR Arian time was 240 something. So if we can get, I think it was 246. I don't know the 246 point whatever, but the time was 246 point something. So obviously, if we have better driving, we could potentially get better than that. And depending on the car we're using. I don't think this will be the car to do it whatsoever, but who knows? Never mind. .302, I believe. I want to say 302 point something, but it could have been 303 if we did that bad on that last turn. 302.25, so we were barely in the 302s. If that's all the Audis, I think honestly we'll call it a night. I think we just go by letter in every stream. So yep, that is the last Audi. So try to get a good angle. Okay, try to get a good angle here as I crash into the thing. All right. Well, I can just pause. I just remembered that. So yeah, that was all of the 400 plus, all the cars that had a score of 400 plus in the letter A category. Okay, so that's all the cars that have a score of 400 plus in the letter A category. So I will see y'all next time, next stream, if you will. And I hope y'all enjoyed. Stay quiet